Hi, my name is Pre-Med Doctor and welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, I'll be talking about something that is often neglected until the last minute: reference letters. When applying to medical school, you're asked to have 3 people write you reference letters. In this video, I'll be giving you tips and tricks about who and how you should ask for strong reference letters. 1. Do not underestimate the importance of this step. Reference letters can break your application. It doesn't matter how great you look on paper if even one of your reference letters is questionable to the admissions committees. I've heard stories where students look perfect on paper, but one of their reference letters said that this applicant should not be a doctor. I've also heard about other candidates who asked their friends, their family friends, or even their relatives to write their letters. Even though they may know you the best, you should never be asking someone who is your friend or who is related to you, as there is an obvious conflict of interest. Because getting into medical school is already extremely competitive, it is crucial that you ensure that all of your reference letters are spotless. One bad reference letter can ruin your chance of progressing to the interview stage. 2. Only ask for references from people who are willing to write you one in the first place. One of the best tips I was given is to ask your reference in person if they would be willing to write you a strong reference letter. You can ask this even before applications are open. The reason I suggest doing this is because you'll be able to see if your referee is willing to write one. If you sense that the person you're asking is even slightly hesitant, do not ask this person to write you a reference letter when the time comes. Even if this person is the department head of neurosurgery at the hospital you're working at, the position is not as important as the quality of the reference letter. On the other hand, if someone asks you if they can write you a reference letter without you even asking them, definitely take up this offer. You can almost guarantee that this person will write you an amazing one. 3. You should only consider getting letters from people you've worked with for an extended period of time. Reference letters are supposed to be a reflection of who you are. If you've only known this individual for 1 or 2 months, it is difficult to convince the medical school committee that this person really knows who you are in the first place. Therefore, my advice is to seek out references from people you have known for at least 1 year. This once again supports my belief that you should commit to your top ABS activities for a long period of time, because this ensures that those who you ask for your reference letter will know you well. Furthermore, from time to time, medical schools will call your referees to confirm details about your ABS or their reference letter. So make sure the person you ask to write your reference letter knows you well enough. 4. Your reference letters should be from different sources. You should choose your 3 referees strategically. One should be an academic reference. For instance, mine was my research professor. The second one should be related to volunteering or healthcare. Mine was my volunteering coordinator at the hospital. Finally, the third one should be a character reference, which can be from extracurriculars, employment, or even professors or mentors you worked closely with. My recommendation is that if you're finding one from extracurricular or employment, choose someone that is of a higher position than you. Asking another student or a coworker could be misinterpreted as a conflict of interest. I had asked my senior manager from a tutoring company I was working at for my application. As you see, this broad spectrum of reference letters gives the medical schools an idea of how I am as a person from the academic, volunteering, and workplace perspective. 5. Your references need to encompass all of the CanMeds roles. Once again, the CanMeds roles must all be represented in your reference letters, which is another advantage of finding references from different sources. For me, my research letter exemplified my scholarship, collaboration, and communication. My volunteering letter highlighted my medical expert and health advocacy roles. And finally, my tutoring job confirmed my professionalism and leadership skills as I was in a junior manager position. All your bases must be covered, and you should be aware of this when you choose your references. One tip to ensure that your reference includes the CanMeds roles is to send them a document along with the email regarding the reference letter. In this document, I listed very specific examples of when I performed each CanMEDS roles through bullet points. An example of this was when I explicitly calculated the total number of hours I volunteered at the hospital to show my professionalism and commitment, and when I reminded my research coordinator of a specific instance when I went beyond my responsibilities to help a patient in need. Not only does this make the referee's job easier when coming up with examples to put in your letter, this also helps ensure that your referee will include key moments that will show the committee that you embody the CanMEDS roles. In summary, there's a lot to think about when it comes to asking for reference letters. Do not underestimate how important this step is, as one bad reference letter can ruin your chances of getting an interview. Only ask for reference letters from people who are willing to write you a strong reference letter. Only ask for references from people you've worked with for a year or longer and who know you well. Make sure to get reference letters from different sources, one academic, one volunteering, and one character reference. And finally, your reference letters together need to encompass all of the CanMEDS roles. In the next lesson, I'll be talking about the essays, which are required only in some of the schools. Although the questions are different every year and differ between schools, the approach to these questions will be discussed in detail. If you like what you're seeing, please send this course to your friends. See you in our next lesson.